Hello everyone, I'm Amelia. Today we're doing a little Dressage 101 and how to ride dressage when you don't have a dressage arena. And so I've been doing a lot of office hours with students in my online courses, which is really cool because they've been sending me their videos and we've been able to go over videos together. And one thing that I've noticed about many of you guys, let me know in the comments if this is you, is that you want to ride dressage, but you don't have a dressage court. And so a really great way to practice dressage is to just set up some cones so that you at least have some sense of direction and some sense of where you are, whether you're riding like in a big field or in a pasture, or if you just have a big arena like this, but you don't necessarily have a dressage court. And one thing about dressage is that it definitely is a sport of precision. And if you go and ride a dressage test, the judges are super picky about your geometry and that you ride accurate figures. And when I first started riding dressage, I was kind of like, well, what's the big deal? Like, I don't understand, like, why does it matter if you ride a perfect circle or if you're symmetric? But over the years, I've learned that when you are able to ride accurate figures, for one, it's really a sign that your horse is on the aids and your horse is paying attention. And so that's really important for the relationship that you have with your horse, is that they know that you're in charge, you have a plan, this is where we're going, and you need to go where I tell you to go. Another really important reason to work on figures and riding accurately is that it helps to get your horse more supple and more straight in their body. So when you can ride an exact circle to the left and the exact same circle to the right, it's a sign that your horse is supple, and it's also a sign that your horse is symmetrical, and that leads to straightness. So give me a thumbs up. Be sure to like my channel. I post a new video every Wednesday on dressage. And also check out in the comment section, I have a free mini course on confidence. So be sure to sign up for that if you're struggling a little bit with your confidence. So this is Kensington. And what you'll notice here is that I just have set out 4 cones. And you can use rocks. You can get some of those soccer cones off Amazon. You'll just set them up in a square. If you can do about 20 meters between each of your cones, then that would help to be able to give you about a 20-meter circle. So I would say just walk off about 20 steps will be about 20 meters, like 20 big steps. 3 feet is 1 meter. So you're just going to set out 4 cones in a square, and then I'm going to give you a few exercises that you can do with these cones. So circles, 20-meter circles is one of the most basic dressage exercises that we do. And I like setting out cones to give me and my horse a bit of direction when I don't have the dressage court set up. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're just going to want to practice making just a simple big circle around these cones. And you want to think about that in between each of the cones, that you have a nice arc in between each of the cones. So notice how I'm kind of arcing out and then heading to the next cone. So what are the aids that I'm using to keep my horse on the circle here? The aids are my inside leg is at the girth, and my inside leg's job is to make sure that my horse doesn't fall in and on top of one of these pylons. So I'm using like a little inside leg now and saying stay out, don't fall in. Now the job of my outside leg is slightly behind the girth, and my outside leg is making sure that my horse doesn't fall out. So I've got my inside leg is at the girth, my outside leg is behind the girth. My outside rein is directing the outside shoulder. So my outside rein is turning my horse to the next pylon. And my inside rein is kind of like, think of it as a blinker when you're turning in your car. So your inside rein is the blinker, which is basically just tipping my horse's head a little to the inside so that he's looking around the circle line. So those are my turning aids. Now, a really great way to change direction is that you're going to do a yin and yang to change direction. So I'm going to go around this pylon to the right. I'm going to turn through the middle of my circle, and now I'm going to change to the left and do the same circle to the left. So now my left leg is the inside leg. Come on, buddy, keep walking. My right leg is slightly behind the girth. My left leg is at the girth. And now I'm walking this same circle with my horse to the left. One thing that you'll notice when doing this is that your left circle and your right circle are going to be different. Most horses are hollow to the left. So that means that when you do a circle like this to the left, most horses, it's going to feel like they kind of are easier to bend, but harder to turn. So a lot of horses, when going to the left, they kind of want to overbend left and drift to the right. So what you might find is when you're going this way, that your horse kind of ends up like this. See how now he's bending left, but he's drifting that way? And you might have a harder time feeling like you can keep your horse close to the circle, close to the cones, because they want to drift a little bit to the outside. So in this case, what you want to do if your horse is drifting to the outside is you want to use a little bit more outside aids. So see how there I took a little more of my right rein and my right leg, and I used a little more outside aids, and now I've got my horse closer to the circle. So I'm going to go ahead up to the trot. I haven't really warmed him up at all, so we'll see here. So I'm going to go up to the trot, and again, I'm just going to do the exact same circle with him at the trot. I really like setting out these cones because it gives you like something really to focus on. Like you're looking ahead, you're thinking about getting your horse to the next touch point. You're thinking about inside leg at the girth, outside leg behind the girth. Good boy, you're thinking about tempo. Rhythm and tempo is the base of the training scale. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Good boy. And I like to do pretty frequent changes of directions, especially when I'm warming my horse up. So I'm going to use that yin and yang shape to change directions through my circle. And now I'm going to do my circle to the right. So remember how I was saying how every horse has a hollow side and a stiff side. So with this guy, the right side is his stiff side. He likes to kind of lean in on this right side. So I'm really thinking about using my right leg, using some fingers on the right side there to help him just shape his body to the right. There. But you can really give this a try, and you'll feel how just having these cones set up really gives you some direction, and you're going to start to feel these little asymmetries in your horse's body. On this right side, I'm really having to work on there. He bent a little better. Getting him to just curve his body around on the circle line. And then I'm going to change rein again. So lots of changes of direction are really good to mix it up, and also so that you can, oh boy, really work on getting your horse symmetric, getting your horse even, left and right. Boy. Changing directions again. Good boy. Good. Good boy. You're a good boy. So give this a try. Set out some cones. Practice doing your circles in both directions. Notice the differences between the left and the right. take note of which way is easier, which way is harder. Let me know in the comments how it goes for you. But again, just putting out some simple cones to really give you some direction to your ride is super helpful. And it's funny, when I first started kind of really getting serious about dressage, I just met my now husband, and we had like a big jump ring like this, and there wasn't a court set up, and he would come out and he would ride like these perfect dressage arena and like these perfect circles, and he would stay inside the lines of this imaginary dressage arena. And I would come out in the jump ring, and I had all these young horses at the time, and I would just ride like randomly all around the arena, like my footprints just looked completely random, and his footprints on his horse were like perfect for the dressage court. So there's definitely something to be said for riding accurately and practicing your circles, practicing having a plan. You're going to find that it helps to give your horse actually more confidence when you really take charge and have a plan about what you're doing. So hopefully this was helpful. Be sure to sign up for my email list in the description box, and thanks for watching.